King Lear. Plot summary. The story opens in ancient Britain, where the elderly King Lear is deciding to give up his power and divide his realm amongst his three daughters, Cordelia, Regan, and Goneril. Lear's plan is to give the largest piece of his kingdom to the child who professes to love him the most, certain that his favourite daughter Cordelia will win the challenge. Goneril and Regan, corrupt and deceitful, lie to their father with insincere and excessive declarations of affection. Cordelia, however, refuses to engage in Lear's games and simply replies that she loves him as a daughter should. Her simple retort, despite her sincerity, enrages the king, and he disowns Cordelia completely. When Lear's dear friend, the Earl of Kent, tries to speak on Cordelia's behalf, Lear banishes him too from the kingdom. Meanwhile, the King of France, present at court and overwhelmed by Cordelia's honesty and virtue, asks for her hand in marriage, despite her loss of a sizable dowry. Cordelia accepts the King of France's proposal and reluctantly leaves Lear with her two cunning sisters. Kent, although banished by Lear, tries to protect the unwitting king from the evils of his two remaining children. He disguises himself and takes a job as Lear's servant. Now that King Lear has turned over all his wealth to the land of Regan and Goneril, their true natures surface at once. Lear and his few companions, including some knights, a fool and a disguised Kent, go to live with Goneril. But she reveals that she plans to treat him like an old man whilst he's under her roof. She instructs Oswald to treat him coolly as an old man. So Lear decides to stay instead with his other daughter and sends Kent ahead to deliver a letter to Regan, preparing her for his arrival. However, when Lear arrives at Regan's castle, he is horrified to see Kent has been placed in stocks. Kent is soon set free, but before Lear can uncover who put his servant in the stocks, Goneril arrives, and Lear realises that Regan is conspiring with her sister against him. Gloucester arrives back at Regan's castle in time to hear the two sisters are planning to murder the king. He rushes away immediately to warn Kent to send Lear to Dover, where they will find protection. Kent, Lear and the fool arrive at once, while Edgar remains behind in the shadows. Sadly, Regan and Goneril discovered Gloucester has warned Lear of their plot, and Cornwall, Regan's husband, gouges out Gloucester's eyes. A servant tries to help Gloucester and attacks Cornwall with a sword, a blow later proved fatal. News arrives that Cordelia has raised an army of French troops that has landed in Dover. Regan and Goneril, ready with their troops to fight, and they head to Dover. Meanwhile, Kent has heard the news of Cordelia's return and sets off with Lear, hoping that father and daughter can be reunited. Gloucester too tries to make way to Dover, and on their way finds his lost son Edgar. Tried by the ordeal, Lear sleeps through the battle between Cordelia and her sisters. When Lear awakes, he is told that Cordelia has been defeated and imprisoned. Lear takes the news well, thinking that he will be jailed and with his beloved Cordelia, away from his evil offspring. However, the ordeal comes, not for Cordelia's imprisonment, but for her death. Despite their victory, the evil natures of Goneril and Regan soon destroy them both. Both in love with Gloucester's conniving son Edmund, who gives the order for Cordelia to be executed, Goneril poisons Regan. But when Goneril discovers that Edmund has been fatally wounded by Edgar, Goneril kills herself as well. As Edmund takes his last breath, he repents, and the order to execute Cordelia is revoked. But the reversal comes too late. An awful tragedy hangs over them all, and Cordelia is hanged. Lear appears carrying the body of Cordelia in his arms. Mad with grief, Lear bends over Cordelia's body, looking for a sign of life. The strain overcomes Lear and falls dead on top of his daughter. Kent declares that he will follow his master into the afterlife. Then the noble Edgar becomes the ruler of Britain.